You have to ask yourself the question, do I want to make agent attraction part of my business plan?
Yes.
So that's the very first question. And when I teach my lunch and learns, I ask that question every time, because it's really important, because you're committing to yourself. And when you make that commitment to yourself, the best thing to do is to let your
Thank you.
upline senior business partner know, I have made a commitment.
Sorry, I couldn't get off mute real quick. Yeah, so they're
Hey,
they're
Dawn.
moving shelves and doing
Dawn.
a whole bunch of work.
Dawn Lawrence. Are they muted now, Amanda? Okay, good. I think everyone's muted. Anyhow, so once you commit that to yourself, talk to your upline senior business partner and let him or her know that you've made this commitment. The next step is you need to treat your business like a business. So if you make excuses every week and you have all the reasons you can't do it, then you won't do it. Your mindset is extremely important. If it's going to be part of your business plan, then you commit to yourself. And by committing to yourself, you're going to time block. And when I say time block, that means different things to different people. I don't mean you have to do it at noon every Tuesday. That could be, I'm going to commit so many hours of my week. And then you look at your week and you fit it in when you can. I do a thing called Wealth Building Wednesdays. I learned it from a very, very smart man. His name's Rob Flick. And he said, Amy, when I met him, I had just joined EXP. And I said, what's the best advice you can give me for building my revenue group? Because I love this business model and I want to learn from you. Always best to learn from the best, right? So he says to me, be consistent. And if you make Wednesday your wealth building Wednesday, then you don't have to remind yourself. You just know every Wednesday it's consistent. So that's what I do. The next step is set expectations for yourself of the number of meaningful conversations you want to have weekly. So if you only talk to one person a week, you're not going to grow very fast. You have to think about, where are you in your business? Are you wanting to build your real estate business just based on transactions? Or do you actually want to have a business model that is more encompassing of everything we have here at EXP? So if agent attraction is part of your business plan, then think about those meaningful conversations. And I highly suggest minimum 5. And if you're a real go-getter, according to Sean Kokoska, you will have 15 a week. So somewhere between 5 and 15 if you're serious about agent attraction. Next part, you're going to have conversations. So when you have these conversations between 5 and 15 a week, you're going to talk to 2 different types of agents. You're going to talk to experienced agents and you're going to talk to new agents. So right now, if you're taking notes, create a T-chart. And on the top left-hand side, put experienced agents. And on the top right-hand side, put new agents. And what I want you to think about when you're speaking with these agents, whether they're brand new or whether they're experienced, is I want you to mirror and match them. And what I mean by that is, if you're talking to an engineer and he says to you, oh, I'm an engineer, think about the mindset of an engineer. Okay, they're typically very dominant. They're very logical. If you're talking to someone who is a school teacher, it's going to be a different mirror and match. You need to have lots of energy in your voice. You have lots of excitement. So when I'm speaking to people, one of the very, very first things I do is try to find out a little bit about their background, especially if it's a brand new agent. And I always, for a new agent, and if you're writing down in the T-chart, this is on the right-hand side, first of all, I congratulate them. I am so proud of you for considering real estate and really diving in. This is very, very exciting. The next step is to ask a new agent, what did you do prior to getting your license? So at that point, you literally take notes and you write down what they're saying. So what did they do before real estate? And I have a notepad out and a pen and I'm just listening. So it's crucial when you're doing agent attraction to, number one, validate who they are. And then number two, listen. Because when you're listening, you're going to hear clues about either what they're looking for or their pain points. Now, on the left-hand side of your T chart, we have experienced agents. So experienced agents are obviously different than someone who's brand new and knows pretty much nothing about real estate. So the conversation starts a little differently. With an experienced agent, I say something like, "Hi, Melanie. This is Amy Lampman. We actually, I don't know if you remember me, but you and I did a deal about 6 months ago. And I was really impressed with how efficient you were and how you were very responsive." So you basically validate who they are and why that you want to speak to them. And then the next step with an experienced agent is you ask the question, "So how are you doing at ABC Realty?" And they're going to tell you exactly how they're doing. They're either going to be real positive, like, "Oh, things are great. The market's crazy. I'm super busy." And those are all really positive things. And so I always respond really positive and go, "Wow, I'm so happy for you that you're doing so great." So a wise coach once told me that when they have a positive present and they say, "Oh, I'm really busy," which is a positive future, it's our job as agent attractors to show them negative present. And that basically means you have to find their pain point. So, "Oh, Melanie, I'm so glad to hear that you're so busy at ABC Realty. Listen, if there was one thing that you could change, what would that be? If there was one thing that could be different in your brokerage, what would that be?" Typically, people are going to have something they want changed. So once again, you're listening, you're taking notes. What is that thing? If they say, "Oh, I only wish I could get more leads," well, then you write the word leads down, and immediately at EXP, we have an amazing resource for leads. And you dive into our KV Core, how we have an integrated CRM connected to their self-replicated website. It's pretty shocking because most brokerages don't have that. And the other agent will say, "Wait, what do you mean you have unlimited leads? Can I get them for free?" And then you go into that script of, "Absolutely. There is training, there's support, and we can show you how to get leads for free." So there's a couple common pain points that I hear when I speak to agents with agent attraction. One is lead generation. And so that's, simple to go through KV Core. And then the other one I hear often is support. Like they just don't feel like they're getting the support that they wish they had at their brokerage. Maybe their meetings are really big, or maybe they're a new agent and they're not in that bubble with the high producing agents. And so I talk a lot about our collaboration and how in the beginning, when I went to the White Spears, I wanted to grow my business, and they immediately took me under their wing and showed me things to do to grow and ways to duplicate. Now, when I was speaking with that coach, he said to create a negative future. One thing that would be a negative future, and I know you're thinking, well, why would we want to point out negative? It's not negative about EXP. It's what they have it's what they don't have. So it's negative to them, meaning, "Oh, well, I am so excited about our equity program. It's created a nice bank account for my family. I mean, it's incredible." So another thing I ask them is, are you, as a professional, are you open-minded to learn more about a life-changing opportunity? And a lot of times they'll say, wow, life-changing. How could a brokerage be life-changing? And I completely am transparent with them. And I say, within my first year of EXP, I was able to grow a revenue group, and it allowed me to pay for my in-laws' home. And that's a true story. I pay for their home every month, so they no longer, as senior citizens, have a mortgage. So that's definitely life-changing. And people are shocked. They're like, seriously? I'm like, can you imagine? Just imagine this. If you had an extra $1,000, $1,500, $3,000 coming into your bank account, mailbox money before you sell one house, and it was something that was consistent and you could count on every month. That's life-changing. $1,500 could pay for a mortgage. $1,000 could pay for car payment and insurance. Imagine if you never had to have a car payment again, or if you never had to worry about paying your mortgage. Those are life-changing experiences. When you use the words, are you open-minded to a life-changing business opportunity? You will be shocked that people won't say no. Because if they're truly business people, they should always be open-minded. And if anyone came up to me and said, I have a life-changing opportunity, would you be willing to, chat with me for 15 minutes? I would absolutely say yes, 100% of the time, because I'm always wanting to learn and grow. And if something's life-changing, I'm interested. So using those words has really helped my agent attraction and showing them just the story and the reality of it. I know that Amanda and Jeff, they tell the story about when they had been in EXP for a short time, and we had Hurricane Harvey, and they had all these contracts. And then when they looked at their revenue share, they had close to $7,000 coming in their bank account that month. That was life-changing because it was able to pay their mortgage and their car payments. And they didn't have to worry about whether, all their listings were underwater or not, because they still had that money coming. So for me, that was a real aha moment. And I highly suggest, if you're a brand new agent, if you're just beginning in agent attraction, find someone in our revenue group and connect with them about their story, because you can begin with third party. I would tell Jeff and Amanda's story in the beginning before I had my own story. Now my story is I not only pay for my in-laws' home, but revenue share has allowed me to purchase a lake house for my family. So it pays now for 2 homes, and every month I can count on it. And every month the mortgages are paid for. So definitely life-changing. All right, let's switch to the right side of your T-chart under new agents. We congratulated them. We talked to them about what they did prior to getting their license. The next step with a new agent is to ask them the question, what are you looking for in a brokerage? Typically, a new agent is going to say to you, I'm looking for training, I'm looking for support, and they don't really know what else they're looking for because they simply don't have the knowledge. So I highly suggest that you use the 3 L's. 3 L's, it's very simple. Number 1 L is learning, and you go into the details of all the different ways they can learn, how there's over 50 hours a week of live learning and through the world. They will have a mentor for their first 3 transactions. They could join a team and learn from a team leader. They will have collaborative business partners. They will have a sponsor who will help them learn. And there's endless amounts of training. I call it at-will training, meaning if you're a night owl and you're up after the kids are in bed at 11 o'clock at night, you can, at your own will, watch a video on squeeze or landing pages or how to build out KV Core, because those are the things that our company offers. And we have the opportunity that the more we use it, the more success we're going to have. The second L is leadership. Now, this is crucial because I originally came from the fantastic Keller Williams, and they had amazing leaders there. The difference in this company is we have, I think, a collaborative leadership program. You're not just attached to one person who's leading you. You actually have several people with just a myriad of experience, a plethora of knowledge, and they're all leaders that are happy to jump on a call, coach you through a contract, help you with negotiations. I know I've reached out to Mickey and Mikey and Michael Bass and Hui, and those are all leaders that have, even though I was experienced, I still had questions, and they were there for me from the day I asked for help. They responded. So it's really, really important that you take advantage of those leaders and share that news. When I came from Keller, they had a great program, but I never had collaborative leadership. And that's the difference. Collaborative leadership actually involves you, whether you've been in the business for a day, a year, or 10 years. Everyone's treated the same, and they will help you grow. This collaborative team has helped me grow, and I'm just speechless sometimes, because it's when I text Hui, he's there and he's like, Amy, how can I help? What can I do? When I text Jeff, he's like, how can I help you? They come from such servant leadership that it's like no other, the culture we have. The last L is leverage. So this company is built on leverage, and leverage it's multifaceted. So in the beginning, when you're a realtor, you don't know where to start, right? Well, we have all the components in place in the enterprise, and you've got your website. Well, if you're a producing agent like I was, when I came to EXP, I had 4 years of experience. I was selling about 4 million a year. So I was a solid agent. I was just hustling, making good money, making 6 figures. I was happy. I was content, but there was still only one me and only 24 hours in a day. So I couldn't figure out how to leverage my experience and my knowledge to create more time for my family. Because at the end of the day, I'm building this for my family. But if you can't spend time with your family, then what's the point, right? So for me, I was like, I have to figure out a better way to do this. There has to be a better way than me working 7 days a week, all hours of the day and night, to sell, 4 to 5 million. When I sat down with Jeff and Amanda, they showed me processes, and they showed me, link into Team Legacy, use us as leverage, use KV Core to your advantage. If you either have time or you have money, right? If you have more time, then study, learn how to do squeeze pages, push them out, landing pages. I didn't have time. I had money because I made 6 figures, right? But I still wanted to learn more and build my business. So what Jeff and Amanda taught me is use leverage. We have all these systems in place. So if you have money, pay for Making It Rain, pay for some of our marketing autopilot. The minute I started paying for Making It Rain, my business doubled. And that was so exciting. I went from selling 4 million a year to the following year, I did 9 million. Last year, I personally did 14, brought on 2 business partners as buyer's agents, and our team did 20 million. So by listening and learning through collaborative leadership, I started to build leverage. In the meantime, I was sharing this amazing news, because when you have something good and you're excited about it and you share it with people, they're like, oh, I can't miss out, right? So they're so excited, and then they start joining you. Well, then all of a sudden, I started getting mailbox money, which created more leverage, because now I have money coming in, paying for houses, paying for marketing. And so it's created a whole nother level of leverage. So 2 weeks ago, I was at my lake house, and I get this phone call on a Monday morning. And this man calls me and he says, Amy, I see that you're a top producer in Houston. I'd like to speak with you about some marketing. And remember how I said, always mind, I will give you 5 minutes. So he told me his spiel in 5 minutes, and he said, I'm giving you the opportunity to be in this magazine in these country clubs that are local to Houston. And I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? A year ago, I would have said, no, I can't afford this. But now that I have revenue share and I have this money that's growing and coming in every month, it's allowing me to create a whole nother platform. So it's so exciting. I'm going to be launching this whole ad program in 15 country clubs across Houston. And the leverage came from revenue share. I'm not having to take it from my commission, not from anything that I'm earning every month that's, geared towards other things. It's the leverage I'm getting from having revenue share. So what I love about EXP is that it creates a sky is the limit opportunity. You don't have to go, oh, I have to sell a house this month to pay my bills. You have the opportunity to just share something that you believe in. You're in EXP because you believe in the business model. Now, how would you feel if someone just never shared it with you? Right? Wouldn't you be like, oh, if they only would have shared that with me? So it's our mission. And it really, you should be on a mission to share it with as many people as possible. So when I sat down with Jeff and Amanda at the very beginning of the year, I told them I'm going to change my business model. I'm actually on a mission to help as many realtors as I possibly can that are in EXP or out of EXP grow their business. And that was part of my business model this year, was to help other people. So I got on Facebook. I joined every possible group I could find, whether it's lab coat agents, new agents, experienced agents, Houston investors. And I went on a mission to help people. Because at the end of the day, when we help people, it shows our heart, right? And when you help people, they get excited and they're like, I want to know more. Like, I'm so excited. So now it's amazing how the minute I changed to that business model where I was simply on a mission to help as many agents as possible, my revenue group has, since the beginning of the year to where I ended last year, it's doubled. It's literally doubled in one quarter. I've personally brought on 10 new agents, and I have 6 other in the wings that should be joining in the next 30 days. So it's a different mindset. It's changing that you're not looking at yourself going, how can I build my business? You're saying, how can I step out and help other people and really focus on them? You come with a servant's heart, show them collaborative leadership, and then show them how through their pain points, you can leverage and create an entire business plan. And the business plans don't have to be identical. I have a business partner I brought on in December, and she says, Amy, I'm a single mom. Don't even have time to show houses. And so her business model is completely different than other people in my revenue group. But what's beautiful is she's at home with her 4-week-old baby. She has money every month to pay her bills. And she said, this is life-changing. EXP is life-changing. So knowing that it's life-changing, why would you not share it with everyone you know? When you find something that is so good that down to the core of your spirit, it's like so helpful, how could you not share it with people? So I highly encourage you to read. Hold on. Remember, readers are leaders. I'm a previous school teacher. Let me show you my book of the day. It's called Energy Bus by John Gordon. And Energy Bus is, he has 10 rules. So I'll give you the first couple, and then I challenge you to get the book for yourself, because it's so motivating and it's just so simple. Last night I was so excited about this book. I read half of it just putting myself to sleep, and it just fuels you. Number 1 rule is you're the driver of your bus. So think about that. If you show up, you're going to go up. If you believe, you're going to achieve. So you have to make a decision for success. You have to say, I'm committing to agent attraction because this company is so amazing that it's changing lives. Hello, my friend. So John Gordon is all about energy. He says, number 2, write this down, ladies and gents. Number 2 rule, desire, vision, and focus will move your bus in the right direction. Desire, vision, and focus. I took bold years ago when I first started real estate, and one of the bold laws is whatever you focus on expands. That has been in my brain since the day I took that class. And it's so true. If you focus on building your business, and you obviously you're a realtor, you're going to sell houses, but if you add this as one of your components and say, you know what, I'm going to focus on agent attraction, then your revenue group will grow. And that's exactly what I did. This year, I completely changed my mindset, helping others and focused. And now it's growing at 15% every month. I'm so excited to say. And last rule I'm going to leave you with today is fuel your ride with positive energy. If you are so excited and so pumped up and you have so many good things to say, people want to be a part of that. Nobody wants to be in a brokerage where everyone's moping around and competing with each other, and you're new, so you're sitting in the back and all the hot shots are in the front. No, we're excited. You're brand new. Let's get you a deal in your first 30 days. Let's bring on some of your agent friends and show them how to get a deal. Help others. Be collaborative. Use your leaders as leverage. I believe my 30 minutes is up. I hope this was helpful today.
That's amazing. You're such
Yeah,
a
amazing, Amy.
I
Yeah,
can
that's good stuff
listen to
there.
every day.
I got a full
every
page of
day.
notes.
Thank you.
Do y'all have any questions?
Ron said, go longer. How funny.
I have a
Yeah,
short
no, that was
question.
good stuff. Yeah, let's open up for some questions.
I have a short question. So, Amy, when you're saying, when you first get that agent on the phone
Mm-hmm.
and you say, hesitatingly, I put in my notes, what is the one thing? Do you talk long about their response, or you just try to keep it short? Like if they say, well, I'm just not getting enough leads, do you go on, or you just kind of really just kind of say, well, man, we
You
got
know
this
what? You know what I say, Cam? Oh, I can feel your pain. I remember when I didn't have enough leads. I'm so excited to share with you, if you're open-minded, to hear about how you could double your business through our lead program. Would you like to sit down with me for 15 minutes and learn how my business has tripled?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Thank you.
And the other thing, guys, and this is another thing you can add to your notes, at the end of my conversations, whether they're new agents or they're experienced agents, I don't act like I'm desperate. I never sell anybody. I always say, we are specifically looking for independent entrepreneurs with a vision. If you would like to look at real estate in a different light, where you're not transactional, you're not just, I'm trying to sell a house to pay a bill. I'm actually looking for business builders.
Will you please repeat that for us, Amy?
What did I say? Okay, I say we are specifically looking for independent entrepreneurs with a vision. We're looking for business builders with a mindset of not being transactional. So I don't want someone who's, I just need to sell a house, stick a sign in the yard, and then next month I have to do it all over again. I'm looking for business builders. I'm looking for somebody who wants to make mailbox money, make money while you're sleeping, and truly create a sustainable business model.
And Amy said, don't come off as desperate as well.
No, I always say, hey, we're not looking for everyone. If this model is not right for you, I highly respect that. I act as if I'm interviewing them, not as if they're interviewing us. And I say, we're not looking for everyone. If you're super needy, if you feel like you need to be in classes 8 hours a day, then this might not be the right model for you. We are looking for independent entrepreneurs with a vision. I'm looking for business builders to show people how to create wealth and create a legacy with leverage.
Taking note, Amy.
Hui, what do you have to say, man?
I'm taking note.
So I will say
Oh.
that when you use the word, nobody at other brokerages is going to have an integrated CRM that connects with their self-replicated website. If you use those words, people are like, whoa, that is so cool. And then I also say, actually, we're connected to the #1 search engine in the world. Do you have any idea what that search engine is? And they're like, I'll give you a hint, it begins with a G, Google. And they're like, whoa, you're connected to Google? Absolutely. That's how KV Core works. It's connected to Google. It's just the technology that cannot be compared.
And Amy, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, I know quite a few experienced realtors who are not with EXP, and I'm newer. I'm just new to real estate in general. And as you mentioned, like leveraging your leadership, Kai, who's my team lead, has mentioned that as well. But I still haven't kind of approached them because it's like, I don't want to mess up what I say. It's like I'm talking to somebody who's been doing it for 5 years and I'm doing it for a few months. And Kai's giving me the whole like, hey, will you take a look at this model and tell me what you think about it?
So this is the phrasing that you can use. Okay, write this down.
Okay.
As a professional, are you open-minded to learn more about a life-changing opportunity?
Okay.
When you use the words opportunity and life-changing, open-minded, I would be shocked if an experienced agent said, no, I'm not open-minded. I don't want to hear about life-changing opportunities. And if they don't, then guess what? Next.
I guess it's just a lot of fear coming up. That's it.
Yeah, you have to believe. You have to go in there like if there was a house burning and you believed your friend was in there and you're so confident, you don't think about the fire. You don't think about yourself. You think about saving your friend, right? You have to be so empowered by our company that you believe to the depths of your soul that this is the very best decision that any true entrepreneur could make.
So Amy, if when they say, well, I looked at EXP last year or a couple of years ago, and I just it didn't turn me on.
You know what? I am so proud of you for letting me know that, because I actually took 6 months to come over to the company myself. And what's amazing is what has transpired over the past 12 months. We've gone worldwide. We're in 11 new countries. We have a global expansion. Our stocks have split. I mean, it is shocking the world leaders that have joined us. I mean, Grant Cardone is now part. We're leveraging with Grant Cardone. Use some of our celebrity endorsements. Use just the things that have changed over the last 12 months and say, isn't it exciting? We now have the most amazing systems in place that weren't there 12 months ago. And the reason why is because our company looks towards the future and we assimilate. That's the beautiful thing about EXP. We're always growing, learning, leveraging, and getting better. So right now, we're better than we've ever been. It's the best time to join.
Where do we sign up?
Where do I sign up, Amy?
Who
I was
else has a
gonna-
question?
I was gonna see if you've ran into like that situation where you start trying to do that and then they're just like, oh, is this an EXP pitch? Like they actually legitimately say that. And they're just super negative. You probably don't want to work with that person anyway. But I was curious, especially with experienced agents, a lot of people
Specific,
they have
actionable
negative-
items.
So if they start to come at you real negative, Michael, I always just say, you know what? This is what we're looking for. And I highly respect if you're not ready to make this change. We're looking for entrepreneurs that are visionaries. We're looking for business builders. And 2.5 years ago, I was not with EXP, but guess what I also didn't have? I didn't have 6 figures in stock. I didn't have thousands of shares. I didn't have a team of 4 buyer's agents, and I wasn't selling 20 million. So if you're not ready, I understand. I wasn't ready 3 years ago, but I made that decision 2.5 years ago, and it has changed my life. And I would absolutely share it with everyone on the planet.
That's awesome. I think positivity is just, it's so infectious. Like I preach that in my script practice, like buyers and sellers. Like positivity is the number one thing for someone to be attracted to work for you and work with you. So I love your presentation. I would work with you for sure. I do work with you. So.
Oh, I know. We're so lucky, right?
Yes.
It's the best brokerage on the planet. Like I get so excited about it. The other, so last week I got a call from Sean Kokoska. He's one of our mentors and coaches here in EXP, and he's a mega agent attractor. And he said to me, Amy, what's the one thing that you want to be better at? And I said, well, I want to be better at agent attraction. And he's like, asked me my stats, and he's like, well, you're pretty good at it. And I was like, well, I know, but I always want to improve, because as a teacher, you're always learning and trying to improve up your game. And he said to me, how many agents are you calling per week and having strategic conversations with? And I said, 5 to 7. And he said, well, 5 or 7. I said, well, it depends on the week. If I'm at the lake house, it's 5. And if I'm not, it's 7. And he said, if you want to up your game, up your calls. I challenge you to double it. And I said, I'm okay. I'll take your challenge. So my suggestion to all of you is, if you want to up your game, look at what you're doing and double it. Right? Grant Cardone says, go bigger, go bigger. So if your big is good, your bigger is going to be better. And I upped my game last week, and I blocked on Wednesday 1 hour to strategically call producing agents. I was only calling agents that had sold at least 10 houses in 2020. I looked them up. I wanted producers, right? Because we want FLQA. So I made those 8 phone calls. And in 8 calls, I have 6 that are very, very interested in EXP. And
What's your
the 8 was
script
just
like
one day.
whenever
I
you
had
call them?
7 prior. But what I'm saying is I added those 8 calls, and now my business is just, it's going to even skyrocket at a faster pace.
Hey, Amy, what do you say whenever you call them?
The very first thing I say is I say, hey, Mickey, it's Amy Lampman. How are you? Let's do
Oh, we're role playing. Okay, I had you muted. I had myself muted. Sorry.
Okay, bring, bring. Hey, Mickey, it's Amy Lampman. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? Who's this
Good.
again?
Well, can you imagine? I mean, this market is so nuts. Are you having crazy bidding wars?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, no, but this is if you know someone, or is this if you don't know someone?
It doesn't. I'm calling agents. Some of them I knew, some I didn't know, but I use the same script. So hear me out. This is really cool. Okay, so let's role play so people can get the gist of it. So I first ask you how you are, and then I talk about how crazy the market is.
Okay.
So listen, if you're like me, you have more buyers and you're struggling to find deals. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm having the same problem. So I'm calling you today, Mickey, because you're a top producer, and I have a feeling you have pocket listings. So do you have any pocket listings that you'd like to share with me? We have like 20 buyers on deck.
I have a few coming up.
Awesome. So then I take notes. I take notes on their pocket listings because I truly might have a match, right? So you say I have one in Katy, one in Sugarland, one in Conroe, right? I write them down. I'm like, oh, thank you. Amazing. So I see you're with ABC Realty. How's that going?
Doing good. Okay.
Good. Okay, good. So you're really busy, like after the pandemic, you're hanging in there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay, good. So if you could change one thing about your brokerage, what would you do? I'm just curious.
I'm pretty happy so far, but it's
Oh.
okay. But that's perfect.
Yeah, nothing's perfect. Yeah. I've actually known several agents that work at your brokerage. And so would you be open-minded to hearing about a concept that could potentially double your business?
Yep. What's up?
Awesome. Well, look, I'm actually making calls today. Right now, I'm focusing on finding pocket listings, but you're very important to me. I need about 20 minutes of your time in the next 2 days. So are you available Wednesday at noon or Thursday at like 4?
Wednesday.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to call you Wednesday at noon, and we're going to talk about how you can double your business.
Now, as far as that goes, have you got any objections as far as like too many people calling?
Too many people calling?
Yeah, like agents, because that's been one of the things I've noticed.
No, I haven't. No, and actually, people are real excited because they're like, I'm not going in as I want you to join EXP. I'm going in as I'm just here to help you grow your business. And if they're a newer agent that say like they've been in, I was talking to this one girl, she's darling, and she's been in business for about a year and a half. And I said, look, the more I collaborate with people, the more my business grows. So I'll share my pocket listings, you share yours, let's collaborate. I also have this really neat strategy to double. My business has literally doubled since I started this strategy. Would you be open-minded to hearing more? And they say yes. And they're like, oh, you're with EXP. I'm like, absolutely, I'm with EXP. It's amazing. And you know what's so cool about EXP is that EXP pays for my lake house. So cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just curious.
I think the main thing to take away is what we tell our agents too about real estate: make more calls to make more money. You have to have the conversations if you want to convert the leads. It's all a numbers game. Even though I think we should be able to convert more this way than cold buyers or sellers. But that's it, right? Have more conversations.
Absolutely. And with those top producing agents, one thing I do share with them is it's a revenue growth chart that I forgot who the first person was. Jeff or Amanda would know, who showed it to us. In one of my lunch and learns, we had a guest speaker and he showed us the revenue growth chart. It's an Excel spreadsheet that shows you how your revenue can grow if you're consistently building it. And so for a top producer to be able to show like, wow, this is an expansive business model that's never ending, and it actually it compounds. It's shocking how 1 year you can make say 70,000 in revenue share, which that's a whole job in itself, right? I mean, 70,000, that's what a lot of professionals make as a full-time job, when this is what I do maybe 10 hours a week. But the following year, if you're growing at that rate, that 10 to 12% rate, all of a sudden you're making 200K. Okay, is 200,000 life-changing? Absolutely. Is 70K life-changing? That's additional on top of your commission. That is life-changing. So when you use the words open-minded and life-changing, when I started using life-changing, people were like, life-changing? I have to know more. Like, that is a shocking way to say something.
What I love is, but for people who are nervous, because I naturally am nervous to call people, you don't know how many agents are out there grinding and showing people buyers and missing out on deals and are just like emotionally struggling, going, what's next for me? Like, they're waiting for that opportunity of some door to open and someone to start that conversation. So life-changing, absolutely. Yes, it benefits you, but you can really help them and change their life just from having that conversation. I've had some people who I didn't have the conversation with, and they joined 2 or 3 years later under someone else. And they were like, do you know how much time and stress and money we all missed out on because you didn't talk to me about this? And so
Right.
Yes, you're doing yourself a favor, but you really could greatly help them when they really need it.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking to people and I'm trying to break through. I feel like this facade of, oh, I'm great, and yeah, I'm awesome, and no, I don't need any help or anything like that. It's like an ego thing. Sometimes people are just realtors. They want to be positive. They're taught to be positive. They're taught to have energy. So even though they're like on the inside, oh, they're mad about that buyer that just wrote a contract without them or something like that. So that's where I'm trying to break through some of that ice, I feel like, with some of these folks.
I would say focus on the words collaborative leadership, because when you're talking to a top producer, I would love to collaborate with you. They will respect you for using those words. Because in their brokerage, it's all about competition. When you bring in collaborative, when you bring in the words leverage, you are literally putting yourself out there as a servant leader, helping them. I don't ever use the word recruiting. And I know some coaches do, but I don't, because I get recruited all the time. And when I get people, can I recruit you? Immediately I'm like, no. It's a very strong no. But if someone said to me, are you open-minded? Would you collaborate with me? Yes, every day of the week, I will collaborate with you. Every day of the week, I'm open-minded. True business professionals should always be open-minded and looking for great opportunities. So it's all about your mindset and using the right words.
She has a comeback for everything too. We had someone who was like, oh yeah, well, we have, cool producers here too. And she asked them, well, do you have direct access to all those top producers? And they're like, well, no. She's like, well, here you do, like, because we all collaborate, you have access to all these top producers. They'll stop and they'll tell you their secrets. And last week she was talking to a lady and because she's making her call, she's like, I want to grow. And they go, oh, well, I work with the builder. I work in a builder's office. I'm not actually in production or whatever. It wouldn't make sense. And again, she was positive and like energetic. And she said, are you telling me that you talk to realtors all day? You get paid to talk to realtors? Could you imagine if instead of just the builder benefiting from that, you could make that part of your business plan? They're like, oh my gosh, people are like going, I can't wait to meet with you. I have to talk to you.
Well, and that girl, Amanda, I don't know her. We only know each other on Facebook. And she said, she's like, Amy, I seriously have to meet with you. And so we have a plan to meet this week. And it's so exciting because she never looked at her business as a business. She just goes to work at the builder. She sells, a couple houses a month because it's all through new construction. That's her focus. And I was like, imagine. When you use the words imagine, it opens up people's mind to new ideas, right? So imagine that you're meeting with all these realtors all day long, and now you're getting mailbox money on top of your commission. Can you imagine getting an extra $1,000 a month? Would that be life-changing? And she was like, I have to meet with you. I have to understand more. And I was like, yes, you do. And she's adorable. I love her energy.
So Amy, good morning.
Good morning.
Quick question. So where do you find, where you found me? How did you find me? I was a new agent back in December and January, and you called me and you gave me that great energy. And I was like, yeah, sign me up. So how did you find me?
We have a database of people that are going through school.
Okay.
And you signed up for a Zoom link to learn more about EXP.
Okay.
And then we just round robin share, like who's available. And I said, oh, I'll take Dawn, sure.
Okay. So how do the rest of us get access to that? Or is that something?
That is something that, in fact, I've actually given you some of those leads.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
One
you get it
girl
from me.
Yeah. She never got licensed. One girl never got licensed.
It's okay. You know what? You always let people off the hook. If it doesn't work out for them, it's okay.
Yeah.
I never focus on who I missed out on or who didn't get their license. I focus on next. Who's next?
Yep.
Once a year.
My everyday motto is for every no, I'm one step closer to a yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just next. And Dawn, I know you're building your business, so I will continue to send you leads. No worries.
Okay.
Anybody that is in my revenue group that says, I really want this to be a part of my business model, I do some agent leads. So you're on that list. No worries.
On the chat box, I did a YouTube channel to week 1 that we did last week, and we went over a lot of the lead generation ideas, how you can do the funnel, the blogs and Facebook posts to get those new agents or experienced agents. So
okay. Perfect. Thank you.
This is recording, so we'll post this for week 2. I'm excited.
Great. Thank you.
I have a question. How you doing, Amy? Thank you so much. When you say collaborative leadership, everything you're doing is 100% collaborative leadership. So thank you. So one of my questions is, what is the difference when someone says, well, my company has profit sharing versus revenue sharing?
So the great thing about that is you can simply compare the two. Profit sharing is a model that's based on the profitability of that franchise. The difference is we have revenue share. It's not based on profitability. It's based on the actual sales. And the neat thing about that is it can be sales in different countries, different cities, different states. So I make money off Oklahoma every month. Pretty cool, right? Other brokerages, they're not making money typically off other cities and states and countries. So profit versus revenue. Revenue, you're guaranteed to get it. Profit, are they profitable? If they had a Christmas party that used all their profits, then Nothing for December for those agents. We're guaranteed it every month.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else I have time for one more question, then I've got to jump to a listing appointment.
Can you videotape that listing appointment? No, just kidding.
Any other comments? We have anything to say?
No, that's it.
No, this is great. Thank you.
Pressure is on me. I have to go after you next week.
You're gonna be amazing. I can't wait to hear you.
I have my T-chart. So you guys go and make yours and know if you're talking to experienced agents or new. And I'm going to buy the energy bus. So I'll circle back and tell you how that goes.
Yeah. And listen, remember, okay, I'm going to leave it with this. If you want to be an agent attraction leader, ready to write this down? Leader, write L-E-A-D-E-R. So I'm going to give you an acronym. L stands for leverage. You are creating leverage. E stands for expectations. You must set them for yourself. A stands for action. You have to have an action plan. D, duplication. The minute you start to grow your revenue group, you're no longer just focusing on you. You are loving on those agents that you've brought on and showing them duplication. E, the second E is for energy. You have to have really positive energy. And the last one, R, you have to be relentless. You are unstoppable. You can't stop. You won't stop. You are relentless. Then you will be an AA leader.
Can you do that again, please?
Yes. L, leverage. This is going to create leverage. E, expectations. Set your expectations for yourself for the rest of the year. A, create an action plan. D, duplication is crucial. Okay, you're going to teach your agents that you bring on duplication. E, energy. You have to have lots of energy for people to want to be a part of your business. And then R, relentless. You can't stop. You won't stop. You literally work on this every week.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. I'm off to my listing appointment.
Good luck.
Thank you, Amy. You're
Bye-bye.
amazing.
Thanks, Amy.
We will see you next week, Tuesday.
Thank you, Amy.
Okay. All right. I gotta send you something, Amanda.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.